Alright guys, thanks for clicking on the video. As you can see by the title, we are going to go over, which this will be part 1, of the Barnes & Noble 50% off Criterion sale. I will tell you a few short things before we first start holding them up and show everybody what I got. I wouldn't have participated in this sale and grabbed nowhere near as close as not even half or a quarter of what I did grab without the help of my very dear friend Cody Burris. I think Cody's held my fucking hand along the way through every step of the way when it comes to Criterion. I think when I started my YouTube channel, I only had a couple Criterions, which is, of course, like Silence of the Lambs and Night of the Living Dead. I had the DVD version of Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. Probably just the same shit that, everybody fucking has. Yeah, I think everybody has those 3 titles. At least 2 of those 3 titles, anyway. I will say this, too. Especially when it comes to Criterion, Cody is definitely, you see those Criterions that's there behind me. That's, for the majority of all that, that's all Cody right there, who sent those to me. We've had a great fucking time digging into Criterion Collection. I didn't know really jack shit about Criterion that much, other than the fact that I'd walk into like somewhere like Barnes & Noble and I'd go to pick up a fucking movie off the shelf and it said $39.99 on it, and I was automatically like $40 for each fucking movie? No way. So it was pretty much Cody that was like, hey, like, nobody really buys Criterions. Sometimes we'll splurge on, like, new release, on release day to go pick up something, but 99% of the time we wait till the Barnes & Noble 50% off sale. And I can definitely see why. If I can get them for $20 instead of $40, or get them for $25 instead of $50. So that's a lot more logical to me, especially at that price point. But the last box that he sent me a fuck ton. I'll take it back a little bit. Before that, he'd give me some recommendations to go to Barnes & Noble during the sale. It was last year. I bought the Criterion Collection release of House, which, come home, I love the fuck out of that movie. It was so bizarre. It was one of those things that just captivated me, and I was like, wow, like, what else do they have to offer? Because I would have definitely probably just walked past this movie and never really gave a shit about it unless he would have been, making me a list of recommendations. But, yeah, so that pretty much kind of, like, started there. And, as times went on, he sent me a few Criterions there at the beginning. He sent me, what was that, Sisters? That's a Brian De Palma film, which I watched. That's a fucking crazy movie. Loved the hell out of that. Let's see here. But the last box that he had sent me during he had sent me a box while the 50% off sale was going on for the Criterion Collection of Barnes & Noble. He sent me a bunch of stuff, and we went through a lot of the shit together, especially one in particular being first right off the bat. I think that was the Lone Wolf and Cub box set, which I fucking truly adore. I think there's six films in that, and I loved every single fucking one of them. I couldn't believe what I was missing out on. I don't even say probably. I definitely would have never checked that set out unless he would have either sent it to me or definitely, like, recommended it. He done one even better. He sent me a brand new sealed copy of them and was like, we're going to watch these together. You're going to fucking love this shit. And he was 100% correct. That shit was life-changing for me. We haven't got to Seven Samurai yet, but we did watch Yojimbo out of this set right here, which I dug the hell out of that. Of course, I already had Night of the Living Dead, Sounds of the Lambs. Found Mulholland Drive. That was another recommendation through Cody. Of course, that's being a David Lynch film, which I love the hell out of David Lynch films. He sent me a Videodrome there. Checked out The Brood, Naked Lunch. Crazy fucking movie. I felt like I was on acid the whole time I was watching that movie. One that just definitely right here that just captivated me right here that he had in that box, and that is none other than Come and See, which is a fucking great film. This is a Russian and I think this is what is this, Russian and German film from 1985. Great fucking flick. Had a buddy over during October, and I told him, I was like, you gotta watch this fucking movie, and popped it in and let somebody else explore it, and I was hoping it had the same impact that it had on me. Especially, what was that, Man Bites Dog 2, found that out in the wild at FYE. That was fucking great. Loved the hell out of that movie. That definitely deserves a rewatch. I gotta get to that sooner or later. But yeah, guys, I went out last night. I picked up a shit ton of Criterions right there. We're going to go through them. Not to mention, as soon as I got home last night, got it with Cody, showed him exactly what I got. He sent me a picture a few days ago showing me all the recommendations that he had sitting on this one shelf. And I believe I got every single fucking one of them with the exception of like two. I know one being Blowout by Brian De Palma, which I already have the Arrow video of that. And there was some other ones I just couldn't fucking find. There was one called Seconds. It was sold out online through Barnes & Noble. There was another one there. I don't think I can really pronounce it. Can't really think off the top of my head. Anyway, I got every single one of the recommendations that he had there. I know for a fact if he didn't know, he definitely knows now. I take his recommendations all the way to fucking heart. Anytime he sends me a list of recommendations, especially while sales going on, something's active like that, I jump right on it and don't hesitate. Especially when I know that he's got it on the shelf himself. And my first experience, most likely, all I gotta do is obtain a copy that he's recommended. Tell him I got it. We both pop it in one night. Experience it both together on Discord. That's a very fucking special thing to me. It means a ton to me to be able to do that. So Cody, you know I love the hell out of you, man. So not to mention, after I got home from Barnes & Noble, picking up the huge bag of Criterions that I bought, I came in, went over a list with him of like, hey, like I kind of got my eye on these, lead me in the right direction of what to go with, maybe stay away from. You know my taste better than anybody else. Let's see what we got here. And yeah, by the time I got done, I ordered 26 additional titles of Criterions through Barnes & Noble last night. So hopefully those will be in probably about the middle of next week. So hopefully around next weekend, I'll be able to make a video showing that, 'cause that's going to be a long video, big box of shit. And can't wait to get them. But yeah, every one of his recommendations I nabbed on there, plus quite a few more. Had some shit to play with, so I was like, let's make it count now. So guys, we're going to jump into this. Is there anything? I know this too. There's a lot of YouTube channels, especially that I've seen on YouTube in the past couple of years, where let me say this, I'll be a little bit more thorough. When it comes to YouTube, I love the hell out of YouTube, and I use that as a huge source, especially when it comes to like Screen Factory, Arrow Video, Eureka, Second Sight, 88 Films, you name it, every fucking label you could think of. I like to see what people's getting in. I like to see the packaging. I like to see them open it up, unboxing, the whole 9 yards. However, Criterion is a completely different thing for me. There is a few people that I do watch on YouTube that does participate in the sales and grab things here and there that I like to watch, but for the majority, I stay the fuck away from YouTubers who do Criterions for the most part. And the reason for that is I've said this shit since day one when I got some recommendations from Cody and everything, and I was looking on YouTube. I'm like, wow, like, is it just me, or does it kind of feel like a lot of Criterion collectors are very fucking snobby? Like they come off as like these elitist fucking scumbags. I hate that vibe. So for the most part, yeah, I don't watch really, maybe with the exception of maybe one or two people who collect Criterions in their collection, that I watch their videos going over Criterions for. As for a lot of the majority that I found, I just simply refuse to watch some of the videos, because it's just, to me, it's just motherfuckers just flexing, and it's just redundant. So I don't like that. I'm not entertained by it. Not trying to offend anybody or piss anybody off or anything like that. So thank God that I do have Cody, who's held my hand and walked down this great fucking adventure and this voyage with checking out films that never would have even thought of, either renting, checking out the Criterion streaming channel, or picking up the physical copies themselves and shit like that. So he's opened my eyes to a brand new fucking world. Without him, I'd have just been like, man, I ain't fucking worried about none of that, man. I don't know what that shit's about, but it's a little bit too elite for me, blah, blah, blah. So he opened my eyes up to a different avenue of physical media, and especially a great boutique label. Otherwise, I would just probably most likely, I hate to admit it, but I probably would have just for the most part looked at it on YouTube and been like, what the fuck is up with those dudes, man? Like, that's not my thing. And I've seen some people fucking behave ridiculously when it comes to them going in store to fucking go to the Barnes & Noble 50% off sales. They'll pick up one film just to hold it up and then hope another one, trash this one, how much superior this one is. And we don't know why Criterion does all these David Lynch films. This horror genre is overplayed out. Then they'll hold up like a copy of Grand Budapest Hotel and they're just fucking jizzing all over it and everything. And I'm just like, all right, man, like I'm here to appreciate everything. I'm not just here to just to fucking trash one thing and praise another. Or they'll brag about how much they fucking spent in one go. Just had that conversation with Cody not too long ago too. We found I think he had shared it with me. There was this a YouTuber who went in there, and it wasn't the fact that he was picking up films that he actually wanted, he respected, and had a memory with or wanted to check out. It was more the fact, well, watch how many titles I walk up to the counter with. How many people can go out and dump $1,000 at Barnes & Noble for Criterion? That's fucking bullshit. I don't care about none of that. So, yeah. With that being said, again, thanks, Cody, man, for being the good fucking friend that you are, man. Fuck, man, I couldn't express that enough, man. How much you mean to me and everything. Like I said, I'd have mostly turned a blind eye to a lot of this shit, just thinking it was meant for a different audience other than me. So I thank you a lot, man. So let's go through these guys. We're going to start it off. Here's a film right here I've seen numerous times, and I finally now own it on Blu-ray. I've rented this movie so many fucking times, it's not even funny. This movie has a huge impact. There's a story that goes along with this, but I'll say that for another time. It's none other than David Lynch's Eraserhead. Of course, Criterion's being always $40 at Barnes & Noble. It's nice to go walk in there, actually see it sitting on the shelf, and got it for $20. So I'm sure everybody who's watching this video, especially if you collect Criterions, you have this in your collection. You're like, wow, congratulations, you're only about 5 years late getting that fucking thing for your collection. Love the hell out of this movie. I will say, I'll keep the story very short. When I got the first experience this movie for the first time, my daughter was about to be born. I literally just got married. We moved in a house together. Then for some reason, right when all this is about to, take place and everything, I watched this movie. And if anybody who's ever watched this movie, I'm pretty sure when you watch this guy, just go through this, how do I explain it? The visuals that you see in this movie is fucking crazy. But anyway, definitely had an impact on me, and whether it's a good impact or a bad impact, if it made an impact, that's a film for you. So very glad to own that. That is Eraserhead by none other than David Lynch. This was 1977, black and white, 89 minutes. So not only can't wait to watch the Criterion disc to see how that 4K transfer looks, but also dig into the supplemental material. So I'm glad to own that. Huge fucking David Lynch fan. I think one of the first movies I ever saw by David Lynch was Lost Highway. I would probably say it was Lost Highway. Which was like, mid-90s, late 90s. Next up, guys, found this one sitting on the shelf. Finally got this one to the collection. I probably went to a couple different Barnes & Noble sales for the Criterions, looking specifically for this one. And of course, every time I find it, it'd be on fucking DVD and not the Blu-ray. So, got to change that as of last night. And that is none other than David Cronenberg's Scanners. Everybody and their mama has seen this fucking movie. And if you haven't, go watch it. This is a great fucking flick. You'll get to see one of the best head exploding scenes ever in cinematic history. Can I say that safely? Because, wasn't that? You know what? Fuck it. We're not going to go into that. But can't wait to check out this, though. Seen this so many times. I think the DVD I have of this has probably been, that's definitely one of the DVDs I have in my collection that's probably been loaned and borrowed out through so many fucking people over the years. Glad to finally have this though on Blu-ray. Can't wait to check that out. Next up, I have watched this movie. Just watched this not too long ago. And very glad to see this sitting on the shelf, because as soon as I saw it, I fucking snatched it up. I'm like, that's going home with me. That is David Lynch's Blue Velvet. Just got to watch this not too long ago. I'm trying to think of the guy's name. He just passed away just a few days ago. I'll see if I can see his name on the back of this somewhere. Can't believe I forgot his fucking name. And I don't want to drag this out too long. wasn't it like Dean? Uh, Hold on a second, guys. Give me 1 second. Dean Stockwell, which makes one hell of an appearance in this film right here. When I watched this movie, I couldn't fucking stop staring at it. It's basically a kind of like, it starts out as a mystery film, and it takes some dark fucking turns very quick. But this is from David Lynch from 1986, 120 minutes. And this is a 4K digital restoration. They definitely got some special features on this, so can't wait to dig into that. That is Blue Velvet. What a fucking experience. Oh, we'll save that for later. My wife had to pick up one. I have no idea what the fuck that is. Alright, this is definitely, we'll save that too for here in just a minute. This is one that was sitting on the shelf too, and I just had to have this. I grew up with this fucking movie. Love everything about it. Couldn't say enough good things about it. But that is the Criterion release of Dazed and Confused right there. Definitely, I got a good weight to this box. So they must have definitely packed some good stuff in there. The 35th anniversary, director approved. This is from 1993, 102 minutes. Yeah, one of my favorite movies of all time right here. Love the hell out of this movie. But that was nice to see that just sitting there on the shelf, and instead of having to pay $40 for it, pay $20. All right, let's go ahead and start knocking some of these out. Like I said, dear friend Cody sent me a picture of definitely his recommendations, and he had a shelf there with a lot of titles on it. So most of these are his recommendations right here. Always take his recommendations and I'll run with them because he knows what the hell I like. He knows my style, and he knows I like to venture into new territory, some uncharted waters. But here's one right here. I picked this one up. This is Island of the Lost Souls, and I see Bela Lugosi's name on that right there, so who the fuck can go wrong? This is from 1932, 70 minutes, black and white, 1:33:1 aspect ratio. So yeah, 1933. Can't wait to check this out. This is definitely licensed by Universal. I've seen their stamp right there on the back. New digital restoration of the uncut theatrical version with uncompressed soundtrack. So yeah, plus a booklet featuring an essay by writer Christine Smallwood. So yeah, man, I'm a sucker for those old Universal, especially like the old Universal monster movies and stuff like that. So I see Bela Lugosi's name on there though. Was it Charles Laughton? Based on a novel by H.G. Wells. Yeah, can't wait to fucking dig into this. And it's Cody recommending it. There's a reason why he recommended it, that's for sure. I definitely say he's got like this very subliminal artistic way of being like for Old Boy, for example. I not knowing anything about that movie. He highly recommended it. I went through eBay, bought this huge limited edition box set from Arrow Video. Finally got it, had no idea what it was in store for. I'm watching this fucking movie and it's just like, oh my god, man. Like, could you have picked a different movie that could have got up under my skin any worse than that? It was a great fucking movie though. Love the hell out of it. Speaking of that, neither watched the rest of them that's in there. Alright, here we go. Here's another one right here on his recommendation list, and this is Branded to Kill. I'm going to tell you guys, I am very bad about, especially when it comes to those Japanese names. I will butcher them. So I'm not even going to try that there. But this is from 1967, 91 minutes, black and white. This is Japanese with English subtitles, 2:35:1 aspect ratio, new high definition digital restoration with uncompressed soundtrack. So yeah, I love the fact how all the Criterions come with booklets too. It's not like this, well, our first print run only comes with the booklets, and then after the first print run sells out, we don't press up no more booklets for the releases. I love the fact that no matter what you buy Criterion, you get what you get with it. There's none of that limited bullshit, which just watched a YouTuber cover a video on that who did a very good job on that. I couldn't agree with him anymore. But Branded to Kill, Japanese New Wave. But yeah, can't wait to check that out. I've watched definitely watched some Japanese cinema with Cody. That's fucking opened a new door for me, that's for sure. Here's another one up on his recommendation list. I know that Arrow Video had released this, and I'm trying for the life of me, because I was like, Barnes & Noble last night, and I was like, I hope I didn't buy that fucking movie already. And I don't think it's already over there, so thankfully I didn't double dip. This is a Michael Mann film. Arrow Video did put this out. I think they had like a slipcover and booklet with it at one point. But here is the Criterion release of that. This is James Caan, Thief. I've heard a lot of great things about this movie. I saw this sitting on his shelf for his recommendation in that picture, and I was just like, all right, fuck. Let me go buy this movie. I got to see what this is all about. From 1981, 124 minutes, color 5.1 surround, 185 to 1 aspect ratio, new digital restoration from a 4K film transfer of the director's cut, approved by director Michael Mann, with 5.1 surround DTS HD master audio soundtrack. So, I would say this by looking at it, they do have some new interviews with Michael Mann, James Caan. So hey, never mind. I was about to say there's not a whole lot of special features on here, but you know what? They got new interviews with the cast, so that's fucking great. This looks like it is licensed from MGM Pictures. So that is Thief right there. Can't wait to dig into that and find out what all the hype is of that. I went to go think, Johnny, what was it? No. What it was, I went to go buy a movie. I think it was called like Cruising or something like that. And it was an Al Pacino film that Arrow Video had just put out with the slipcover and the booklet and all that. And I bought it from the seller on eBay, and he also had the release from Arrow Video of Thief with the slipcover and booklet, but somebody fucking clicked the buy it now button before I had a chance to snag that. I think I did get that. Yeah, got the Al Pacino movie over there. I'm trying to find it. My eyeballs is not working though. Got the Al Pacino Arrow Video release over there, but as far as Thief goes, I missed out on that one. So now, completely made up for that. Let's see. I was showing this one. I was letting my wife look at this one. I read this one a while ago too. This looks fucking right up my alley, especially from like a silent film standpoint. Big fan of Nosferatu, by the way. This is from 1921. This is The Phantom Carriage. Don't know jack shit about it, other than the fact it's saying right here, this is definitely a silent film. Looks like a Swedish film. With English subtitles, 137 to 1 aspect ratio. Definitely got some features on here. It looks like there's like 2 different scores you can choose from on here. It says an interview with Ingmar Bergman. Did he direct this? I'm trying to look. Not sure. Don't want to waste too much of you guys' time, but I definitely see an interview with Ingmar Bergman, which I know Criterion has quite a few of his films. So definitely some special features on that. But yeah, glad to add that to the collection. Let's see what we got. So that's 4 of his recommendations so far. Let's just keep going. Yeah, might as well go ahead and do this one. I got home last night. I had a bunch of shit to do when I finally got back from Barnes & Noble. I got that all done, and I did go through my stack, and I opened one just so I could kind of go to the bedroom, pop it in, just get ready to go to bed, and I was like, fuck it, I'll go to bed watching this one. Yeah, I didn't go to sleep because I got just totally sucked into this one. But this is a great fucking film right here. This is The Night of the Hunter. I did watch this one last night. Loved the hell out of it. From 1955, 93 minutes, black and white, 166 to 1 aspect ratio. What a fucking great film. I'm trying to think of Robert Mitchum, the guy you see right there on the cover. Definitely for me, I felt definitely like he was a pure fixture of horror for this movie. I did the cover of this movie and everything like threw me off. I had no idea what I was going to be in for as a recommendation through Cody, but I was like, hey, he's got my back. Fucking, he's seen this. He knows what's up. And yeah, it wasn't long. I was into this movie and I was like, holy shit. Dude's walking, just basically a fucking roaming around preacher going through town to town. Just got released from jail. He's got an agenda on mind to recover some money that was stolen from a bank robbery. And he preys on innocent kids, pretty much. And talking about the tyranny of evil right there. Great fucking film. There is a scene in this film that I probably never will forget, just watching it for the first time last night. The brother and the sister, these 2 kids, siblings, they've escaped their home and got into a boat. and they're going downriver, and they get exhausted. So one night they take the boat out of the water, they pull up on the side shore, and they go into like this hayloft barn to get some sleep. And there's a scene where Robert Mitchum's character, he's riding a horse on the top of the hill, and there's the moon in the background. It's like in the dead of night, and he's singing this fucking eerie ass like gospel rendition on, I think it's called "Leaning on the Edge of Faith" song. And every time that I heard him sing that fucking song in that movie, it was just eerie as shit. But just the cinematography that was playing right there, I'll probably never forget that for the rest of my life. It's a fucking eerie moment too, just how far he was willing to go for the money that these two kids were keeping secret from him. But I loved the hell out of this. I watched the whole thing in its entirety, couldn't go to sleep, so I clicked on the first special feature. I believe that was like basically like a bunch of interviews. And yeah, it was very informative from what I've seen and everything. But this is a 2-disc set, and I will tell you they packed this bitch full of features. Nice booklet to go with it. So I can't wait to dive into this further and just really see what else that has to offer right there. But Cody, man, awesome fucking recommendation on that, man. I love the fuck out of that movie right there. All right, next up, here's another one that was on that shelf of his recommendations. This is Things to Come. So scoop this up. This is from 1936, 97 minutes, black and white, 1:37:1 aspect ratio. New restored high-definition digital film transfer with uncompressed soundtrack. Let's see here. Got the booklet in there, of course. I'm trying to think for the life of me. I don't think I've ever seen this. I might have seen like a collage of trailers. Because I'm trying to think, was this... I want... This H.G. Wells, right? A landmark collaboration between writer H.G. Wells, producer Alexander Korda. Okay. Yeah, okay. It's definitely some H.G. Wells shit right here. Can't wait to check this out, though. What does that say? I can't tell by the lights hitting it. Anyway, that is Things to Come, so can't wait to check this out. 30s film. So, can't wait to check that Can't wait to check that out. Didn't just kind of mean to blow past it so fast right quick, but I do got a good bit of shit over here we got to go through, so... this is another one of his recommendations. I went to go to the counter to check out with all these movies, and the girl who was ringing me up just held this movie up, and she was like, "Have you ever seen this movie?" And I was like, "No, I haven't. It's a recommendation. I can't wait to check it out, though." And she was like, "Just going to give you a heads up. That probably has to be the most fucking depressing Criterion release to date." And I was like, "Okay, got my attention." That is Kirk Douglas in Pass of Glory. This is from 1957. 88 minutes, black and white, 1:66:1 aspect ratio. This is Stanley Kubrick, right? Yeah, Stanley Kubrick. Yep. Never seen this movie before, and I've seen a lot of Kubrick films. Just goes to show that there's probably that dude's probably done a fucking ton of movies that I'm just not aware of. Probably just need to go through his filmography. Of course, I know Kubrick being introduced to horror, especially through The Shining. But Full Metal Jacket was always a go-to. Plus A Clockwork Orange, those movies always did it for me. But yeah, I can't wait to check this out. I'm assuming this is definitely a war. Looks like a war movie for sure. Is amongst the most powerful anti-war films ever made. I'm trying to see what era this is going to be from. Is this World War II? I would assume. But anyway, got a nice chunk of features right there. Newly restored, high definition digital transfer with uncompressed soundtrack. They got some critic interviews, excerpts. Oh no, this must be based on World War One. It says right there, French television piece about a real life World War One execution that partly inspired the film. So there we go. But yeah, can't wait to check this out right here. It's definitely gonna be one of those late night movies where it's kind of like, I would assume, probably something like Come and See, where you watch the fucking movie and you're just drained of everything. Okay, what we got next? Here's another one right here. That was on his recommendation shelf. This was Brazil, 1985, 142 minutes color. 178 to 1 aspect ratio. Looks like they got the 2.0 surround. That looks like the only element of audio they could get. This definitely, yep, as a 2-disc set. Restored high definition digital transfer of Terry Gilliam's 142-minute director's cut. So I am very captivated just by that name alone. Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas will probably always be one of my favorite films of all time. Holy shit, what a film that is. Johnny Depp, Benicio del Toro just tearing up that screen. Can't look away. Fucking anarchy at its finest. Booklet featuring an essay by film critic David Sterwitt. So, yeah, can't wait to check that out. That cover, though, is fucking wild as shit. So, can't wait to check that out. Alright, guys, so I'm probably going to have a little bit of a hard time pronouncing these next two titles, that's for sure. Oh, let's see what we got. I don't know if that's Lahane or Lahan. Not even going to try to mention that director's name right there. But there it is right there. That's from 1995, 97 minutes, black and white. It's a French film in English subtitles. This is director approved Blu-ray special edition. Has a good bit of features on there. Restored in high definition digital transfer, supervised by the director himself. So yeah, can't wait to dig into this mid-90s film. So see what this has got in store for it. I'm sure there's probably some great scenes of violence and all kinds of good stuff, especially if Cody's recommended it to me. So, yeah. I'm telling you, some of the covers for these movies, though, I was just digging through the racks as I was picking these out, and I was just like, wow, like, the cover doesn't really give you that much to go on, that, you know, especially being an extreme 80s horror fan. Like, the cover was what sold the fucking movie. It was always, like, this great, fantastic artwork where you were like, wow, there's so much going on. Like, what could this movie be about? And especially for some of these I'm picking up, I'm just like, wow, like, the cover just doesn't, to me, have a whole lot to offer for the most part, especially being somebody who's blind as fuck and have no idea what the hell these movies are about or anything like that. Here we go, guys. I'm going to try to pronounce this right here. I think this is Harakira. I'm not sure. I could be pronouncing that wrong. But this was another one that was on his recommendation list right here. So I went ahead and picked this up. This is from 1962, 133 minutes, black and white. Looks like a Japanese film with English subtitles, 235 to 1 aspect ratio, high definition digital restoration with uncompressed soundtrack. I can't see what that says right there because they put that Made in Mexico little stamp over right there, but it does say excerpt from Rare Directors Guide of Japanese Video. Anyway, got interview with director, video interviews with the screenwriter. So it's got some stuff on there. A booklet featuring an essay by film scholar Joanne Melin, and a reprint of Melan's 1972 interview with Kobayashi, which I probably just butchered that all the fuck. But anyway, so yeah. That was another one right there that was on his recommendation list. So, let me see what else I got here. That's his stuff over there I picked up for him. So, yeah, I think probably safe to say that for the picture they showed me, I pretty much covered all of his recommendations. So, Cody, like I said, man, you send me recommendations, dude, man. I appreciate the hell out of you carefully going through your collection, man, being like, hey, like, these are the ones you're probably definitely going to dig, knowing your taste and everything. I appreciate the hell out of that, brother, because I definitely probably wouldn't have picked most of these up, if any. Night of the Hunter last night, that what a fucking experience. Wow, I'm looking forward to revisiting that as soon as possible. 7, 8, 9, 10. So there's 10 right there, plus there were some other recommendations that they didn't have in store that he had also mentioned. So I went ahead and ordered those through barnesandnoble.com. So, see, I'll have those in next week. So we got that. Also, let's see what we got here. My wife picked this one up. I have no idea how to even pronounce this. It's a movie she grabbed off the shelf, and I was like, hey, why not? It's 50% off. Go ahead and grab it if you want it. I don't know nothing about that shit. I don't know. I believe this was a film that was probably done after a book or something that she either read or has in her collection. She collects books like I collect movies, so she does the book part, I do the movie part. Also, not only is Barnes & Noble doing the 50% off Criterion Collection sale, they're also doing a 50% off Arrow Video sale. Unfortunately, mine didn't have many Arrow Video titles in it. They only had like this one little display on each side of this small rack. But I did see this one sitting in there for 20 bucks. I went ahead and grabbed it because I still, for some reason, haven't grabbed it yet. But that's Kevin Smith's Mallrats right there. Still has a slip with it, has that booklet with it and all that. Perfect time to grab it. This is a 2-disc set, so I know a lot of people don't really care for Kevin Smith that much, but Kevin Smith, that's my shit. Fucking Clerks, Dogma, all that shit. Love it, love it. So yeah, there's the haul that I got last night for myself at Barnes & Noble from the Criterion 50% off sale, plus the that one Arrow Video right here. Cody, I did get your stuff right here, man. I'm going to add this to your box. I'll go ahead and show this right quick. But like I said, not only did they have the Criterions on sale for 50% off, they also had Arrow Video, which was very limited. I did see this one in there. I just bought this one from Orbit DVD for like 28 bucks or 29 bucks not too long ago. So to see this one sitting in there for $20, still had to slip with it and all that good stuff. I had to get this for you just for us to at least check out once. We can hop on Discord one night, just throw this in, take an adventure with it, see what it's all about, maybe have a few drinks or something, because it looks like we're probably going to need it. So I was very glad to get that one and you not have it already to add in that box. And here's the 5 Criterions right here I grabbed for him. A few days ago, we had exchanged messages being like, hey, like, you know, what do you got in mind as far as, you know, going to participate in the Criterion sale? What titles you really shooting for? So he named off a few, and I grabbed every single one of them that I could possibly fucking find. So here's one right here. I ordered this for myself last night on the Barnes & Noble website. But that is David Lynch's Elephant Man right here. Film from 1980, 123 minutes, black and white, 235:1 aspect ratio. This is director approved, 4K digital restoration. This fucking thing is packed with features. It looks like it's in the style of a digibook. Kind of like how Eraserhead Scanners, Blue Velvet, Dazed and Confused, Night of the Living Dead, Silence of the Lambs, kind of similar packaging right there. So that's the Elephant Man. Cody, I will be putting that in your box as soon as I turn the video off. That one is yours, brother. Like I said, I did order that for myself as well. Let's see, next one up right here. I haven't seen this movie, and everybody else and their mama's fucking seen this movie. I know it won a ton of awards not too long ago. When it first came out, I think that was 2019. I think it was 2019, something like that. But that is Parasite. So Cody had his eye on this one, said he was going to try to grab it. And I was more than happy to see it last night at Barnes & Noble and grab this one for him as well. It's a film from 2019, 131 minutes. Looks like a Korean film with English subtitles, 239:1 aspect ratio, Dolby Atmos, director approved, 2 Blu-ray special edition, packed full of features, plus a new 4K digital master, approved by the director himself. So yeah, Cody, just give you a heads up, man. Like the ones that I did pick up for you last night at Barnes & Noble, since you was telling me, definitely seek them out and pick them up. I went ahead and order all these myself too as well on the website. They'll just be coming in next week, but I'm going to put these in your box right here. This is the next one he had on his list that he wanted was Ashes and Diamonds. This looks like, 1958, 103 minutes, black and white. I guess this is a Polish film. New 4K digital restoration. They got a new video essay. They got an interview with the director right there, which I'm sure that's probably archived. Yeah, from 2005. Archival newsreel footage of the making of the film. New English subtitle translation. Plus an essay by film scholar Paul Coates. So, like I said, Cody, I ordered that one as well for myself. Here's another one he had on his list right here. This is Army of Shadows from 1969. 145 minutes. Looks like a French film with English subtitles, 185:1 aspect ratio. This feels kind of heavy, so there must be like either a thick book or this is a 2-disc set. It just feels kind of heavy to me. High definition digital restoration, supervised by the director of photography. There's a bunch of shit on here though. This looks like a Janus Films and Studio Canal licensed film right here that Criterion chased down. So, Army of Shadows, a John Pierre Melville film. I don't know jack shit about this, but another one of his recommendations. So I ordered that one as well for myself. And I had to get this one right here. We was talking about John Hughes films the other night, how important they was to us, Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, Uncle Buck, you name it. And as soon as I walked into Barnes and Nobles, of course they're all alphabetical on the shelves. And for some reason, as soon as I walked in, found the Criterion section, I went to go walk up, and the very first thing that they had displayed in the B section on the back row was none other than The Breakfast Club. And he was like, sadly, I still do not have the Criterion release of Breakfast Club a few days ago, and I was like, I gotta fucking get this one for him. I know how much this will mean to him right here. So, what a fucking classic film. 1985, 97 minutes, 185 to 1 aspect ratio, 4K digital restoration right there. Fucking, what a film. What a fucking film. So, I was very glad to pick that one up for him. When I made my order last night, Cody, just so you know, I did order those 4 right there with like 22 other fucking titles that I showed you in my list that I had ordered. So the 4 that I got you right here, I did order those. Already have Death Screams right there up on the shelf, so that'll be another one that we both have right there. But for some reason, I ordered like 26 fucking titles, and after I was sitting there thinking about it, I forgot to include the Breakfast Club in my order. Ain't no big deal. Before the end of November, I'll swing by either Barnes and Nobles, or I'll just get back on the website and order that one myself too. So Cody, here's your stack right here that I got to add to that huge fucking box over there of yours that I got putting together. So there's what is that? Is that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Criterions and an Arrow video? That's gonna be a nice little chunk right there to add to your box over there. And I'm telling you, that box has a ton of shit in it. I would say the majority of that box, though, is definitely going to be Severin with some wild-ass crazy shit in there. You're going to open that box and probably think that I'm a complete fucking psychopath for the choices that I have put in that box. But they were carefully put together for a reason. Not only is it a bunch of Severin shit, a bunch of Vinegar Syndrome shit, which you know the majority of what you got coming there, because I just couldn't hold back no more and I had to spoil it. So, but anyway, those will be going into your box right there, Cody. So I was glad to pick up those 6 for you right there. And I didn't do too bad adding to the Criterion collection myself. So, guys, next week, it said it'd be estimated probably by Wednesday next week, I believe. So, if it does come sooner than that, I'll be more than happy to make a video. If not, I'll probably just wait to the next weekend. But I should have all those in by the middle of next week. I'm trying to think. I have a bunch of other shit coming in too. Like I said, I still have that Screen Factory order whenever they were finally gonna fucking ship that in. Ordered like 10 or 11 titles from the Shocktober sale. They mailed out 1. I got 1 so far. Waiting on the other 10. Got a big Vinegar Syndrome order coming in to fill up the rest of Cody's box for him. Anthony, I also ordered you the Beastmaster through that, so I got your box good and ready to go too. Especially with the Barbarians right there. To add with that, what else do I got coming in? I got another Severin order coming in to fill out the rest of Cody's box there. Plus I ordered pretty much doubles everything just so we would have a chance to watch it all together. So yeah, that's a good bit of shit. I got an Orbit DVD order coming in too, so that should either be here tomorrow or the beginning of next week, so I'll shoot a video for that too. But guys, I think that's probably going to do it for this one. That's exactly what I picked up from Barnes & Noble last night. Very glad to go in there, especially seeing that I'd remembered to take a screenshot of Cody's text message of the titles that he was definitely wanting to chase for the Criterion sale. And not only that, the location that I go to close to my house, I'm here in Georgia, in the fucking back of the woods. So the location that I got to go to last night was very nice to walk in there and not only see the titles sitting on the shelf that he was chasing, which I think I got, 1, 2, 3, 4. I got 4 of the ones on his wish list, plus 2 bonuses to add to that right there, which is just awesome bonuses, especially being the Breakfast Club being one of them. But not only that, but to see almost every one of the recommendations that he had took a picture of on his shelf and said you definitely need to chase those. if you get a chance. It was nice to walk in there and see, like, hey, they had like 10 of the 13 that you had on your shelf. So I was fucking more ecstatic about that. I definitely packed my basket very full, very carefully. And even after just picking up his recommendations and a few miscellaneous wants that I definitely have, like, Scanners, Blue Velvet, Dazed and Confused, and Eraserhead. I dug through that whole fucking Criterion, those Criterion shelves. I looked through every fucking release. I left the stack there that I took a picture of it, just kind of set them off to the side, and I was like, I'll probably go home and order those online. That's exactly what the fuck I did. Ordered every single one of them. I think there was like 11 in the stack, and I ordered 10 out of the 11, just because Cody kind of gave me the heads up on one of them that was like, nah, you probably don't want that. But I ordered those, plus a bunch of other shit. I think it was 26 titles in the end when I got done. So Barnes & Noble definitely got the fucking money out of me for the Criterion 50% off sale. But this is officially where I can definitely say that my first Barnes & Noble Criterion sale that I participated in really good. I bought House like a year ago for like $20 or something like that. Maybe a few here and there or something that I found out in the wild that was really good priced or something like that. But other than that, not much. Last night definitely did it for me. In store and online. All in the same fucking swoop within just a couple hours apart. So, can't wait to crack into these Cody men and then watch them with you, man. Fucking definitely open a fucking door, man, that I probably would have never been open elsewise, especially just me doing it myself. Of course, there's titles in there that I definitely would have just probably been like, okay, like, fucking, I'm happy to be in Barnes & Noble while the Criterion sale's going on. I want this title, I want that title. If they just happen to be on the shelf, that would have been probably about as far as I'd have went as far as grabbing Criterion releases for my collection. But, with you, though, man, like I said, you opened a new door, man, and led me down a whole new path of experience and films I would have definitely never dived into, man. So, I have a great debt to you for that, man. So I appreciate you always taking the time, man, to fucking carefully put together like a recommendation list. Me being like that big horror guy, mostly my YouTube content too is going to be more geared towards, especially like the horror releases, especially from Scream Factory, Arrow Video, 88 Films, Eureka, Synops, and all the other shit. It's nice to see somebody step in and be like, how about you try a breath of fresh air right quick? Won't you take a look at this? And just like Night of the Hunter last night, I probably would have never watched that movie without his... I say probably. I definitely would have never watched that fucking movie, especially with what's shown on the cover. That's definitely not appealing to me. But just to watch it last night, that was a fucking experience. That's a great film. Cannot wait to revisit that, and I can't wait to see what else the supplemental material has on that fucking packed 2-disc edition. So, Cody, thank you so much, man. I love you to death, and it's all coming together, man. I'm gonna have your box together here pretty soon. Gotta wait for that Vinegar Syndrome and that Seven order to come in. That's it. So I'm hoping by the middle of next week it'll be here. I can send it out, and you'll be getting it by the end of next week. And brother, I say take your time opening that box, because holy fuck is it that's a massive box filled with a lot of love and a lot of shit. So I hope you dig the hell out of it, man. But alright, guys, that's going to do it for this video. Please, everybody who's interested, especially in some Criterion releases, now is the best time to do it. Fuck paying $40 or $50, depending on whether it's a box set or not, or has multiple films in it, whatever. But typically Barnes & Noble, they want $40 a pop for each Criterion release. And fuck that price. I refuse to pay that shit. There's just no way I can go in there and spend $40 on a fucking title. Like the Arrow Video limited editions, that's a different story for me, for what you get and shit like that. But $40 a title, I just can't do that. So now's the time. From my understanding, they have these sales twice a year at Barnes & Noble. November being one of them, and I think was it like April or May or something like that? Or it could be June, for all I fucking know. But it's twice a year, and they do it for the whole month. So, guys, now's your chance. So you don't have to wait a few more months until next year to participate in it. Scoop up some good shit. But anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you liked the video, please hit the like button. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. I know a lot of probably a lot of people who collect Criterions probably clicked on this video and was like, dude, like, fuck this dude. Like, he doesn't know shit about Criterion. We thought we was clicking on something where, like, this dude was like a aficionado of Criterion. You came to the wrong place. But anyway, thanks to fucking Cody Burris here for holding my hand and fucking let me dive straight into this with the best of what Criterion has to offer. So, but yeah, guys, hope you enjoyed the video, and until the next one, stay safe and be careful.